D, wait for it, rightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So I just finished The Mandalorian, episode 4, and I have to just say this episode wasn't. I don't know, you guys. This is the thing. While I was watching this episode, I wasn't unhappy with it, but at the same time, I'm all like, are we just going to be watching these people with helmets on for the rest of the season? Because I don't know how you feel about it, but I don't like the whole helmet thing all the time, all day, every day. I don't like it. Maybe the cheese stands alone in this one, but I'm all like, and what's up with this is the way? Like, I like the whole this is the way, but that's their answer for everything in this freaking show. Like, they'll be like, I like cheese biscuits. This is the way. It's like, I'm like, that's not an answer to my freaking question, yo. Like, this is the way. No, it's not. This is not the way. This is not the way. This is your way. So I just like everything is like, I don't know. But I'm not like this episode wasn't the best. This is probably my least favorite episode of the season. But at the same time, I don't know, man. It was very action-packedy, which I appreciate, but I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. But yeah. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that so far. I'm trying to think of what else. Like I don't know, Bo-Katan, like, is this a cult? This little group that they got going on here? Is Bo-Katan gonna like change everything up with the Mandalorians and stuff? It's just, I don't know. It's all up in the air. And like I said before, I liked the show in the past, except for the last episode where it was that doctor dude. I didn't like that stuff, although we get a little reference here. But I don't know. That part was kind of like, that episode was like, I was like, I don't really care for this episode. But yeah, and then this is another one where it's just like, I don't know. I keep saying I don't know, but I don't know. All right. I'm going to just break down this episode, and I'll talk about stuff during it, but yeah, I have thoughts. Okay. All right, but before I get started on this breakdown, you guys, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine, we just keep getting shoved to the back of the line. So please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, let's get started on this breakdown. So we start off on this little desert planet that looks like Arizona. And where the Mandalorians are. So they're hanging out right here at the Grand Canyon. And they're all practicing. They're all, getting their stuff done, firing labor, attacking each other, throwing each other. And she's checking stuff out. She's like, this is the way it used to be. This is the way it used to be, So then she's watching, the younglings are getting trained, or not younglings, the foundlings. You're using the flamethrowers, and I think she's liking what she's seeing, kind of stuff going down. They're using the jetpacks training, and Grogu. So now he's moving these stones. Well, you think he's moving these stones, but he's not moving these stones, because he stands up and he goes to pick one up, and it's a little crabby crab. And then Daddy Grogu's all like, "Hey, you need to come over here, and you need to learn how to train, youngling." So he brings him over. Oh, and all these little crabs are all like, and everything, because they're all like, good, the kid's gone. Let's get out of here. I gotta get out of here. So he's like, hey, next challenger is my kid. My kid's the next one to challenge you, punks. It's super cute. Grogu is super cute. I love you, baby Yoda. So this kid, what's his name is like Ragnarok or something like that, or Ragnar. His name is Ragnar. What a horrible freaking name. Oh, it's so stupid. And I can pick on this child because he's faceless, So anyways, he's like, he is too small. And he's like, I am his ward, so I say he can do it. He's like, what do you want to do? He's like, darts. He's like, all right, let's get the darts out. And and he says he's not wearing a helmet. And he's like, he can't speak, so he can't take the oath. And he's like, and like, it's like, to speak is to know, or something like that. And I'm all like, what? And he's like, well, I know. And he's like, this is the way. So they get the darts out and they put him on, and they put it on his wrist, right? It looks way too big for his hand, but he's like, you just clench your hand and it'll fire the darts. And I'm like, oh, it's like a kid's toy. When you, if you have kids, my kids, you just You just like push it and the little dart will fly out. And I'm like, oh, I was like, I wonder if they're gonna, make little Mandalorian dart things for kids. My kids aren't gonna get it. My kids don't care about Star Wars. I know, bad father. So anyways, they're like, shoot the 3 darts, however you want, but whatever. He's like fire. So he hits him with the paintball. He's like, don't look at me, look at him. I'm like, yeah, don't look. You focus, Grogu. You focus on this little dick. He's trying to with his little fanny pack right here. He's trying to outdo you, dude. Don't let him outdo you. You show that nasty. His helmet's gross. You show him what's doing. You be like, boom, boom, yeah. All right. So, anyways, he shoots him twice, and he's all like, you can do this, buddy. He's like, show him what you got, boy. Show him what you got. And so he flips over like a freaking Houdini trick, and then he flips back. Like he flips, and then bing, bang, bang. And he's like, winner! And look at that helmet. These are gross helmets. Like, look at that. Ugh. I'd be disappointed if I were those kids. Anyways. And I can't remember what's said here. So all of a sudden, okay, so this kid, he goes off to pout, and then over the ridge comes this big freaking dinosaur-looking motherfucker, and it's like, and of course, none of these people like head inside or try to run. Because if you look, they're all over here, and then this kid's right here, all like, I lost, I'm upset, and everything. You're all like, oh, get over yourself, kid. So it comes in and it grabs the little kid and takes off with him, and he's like, don't shoot, you might hit the child. And so they take off in their jetpacks, right? Only 4 of them though. And so they're running, they're chasing him, and as they're chasing him, their jetpacks run out of fuel. He's like, I ran out of fuel. He's like, we always run out of fuel. And I'm all like, oh, well, maybe you guys should. But Bo-Katan gets in her ship and she follows the dinosaur. Woo! So she comes back and she's like, I followed them. I stayed high so it wouldn't see me, and everything. And she's like, yeah, I found its lair. So here, she's like, this is where it's staying at. And she's like, we could go in. And he's like, we can't get too close. He'll kill the youngling. That's what they do every time. I'm like, how would you? Okay, so if it didn't make any sense, because it's like, if it kills the youngling whenever you get too close, have you been to its little nest before? And you're just not telling us these things? I don't know. It didn't make any sense to me. I was like, whatever. This is the way. So she's all like, this reminds me of the cliffs of whatever, of Bo-Katan, that I did when I was in basic training. So we can just climb this cliff or whatnot. We'll take the ship there. And he's like, yeah, we'll bring some peeps along. So they get in the ship and they fly away. And she's like, you cannot go with them, Grogu. You're too little. Follow me. Oh, and I love the way, I have to be honest with you, I love the way he walks. He's all like, with his little feet and everything. So freaking cute. I do have to say though, I really wish that they hadn't brought Grogu back this season. I maybe the cheese stands alone. I just really wanted a whole season without Grogu, or at least half a season without Grogu. But something tells me that whole Luke and going to get Grogu, that wasn't a part of the original plan for Boba Fett, but it ended up being a part of the plan. But I don't know. That's what you get when you let Rodriguez run things. He ruins it with those stupid bikes. Sorry. So she says, this is the forge. This is the heart of the Mandalorians. We start off as metal, and we craft ourselves into whatever. She's doing a lot of talking, and Grogu's getting sad. She's like, we find any imperfections and we snuff it out or whatever. So as she's pounding away, he starts remembering back at the Jedi Temple during Order 66. Now, before I get into this part, I just want to say, I know a lot of people that are in my personal life that are like, I'm sick and tired of Order 66. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I don't want to deal with it anymore. I personally like Order 66. There's a really great, good comic book. I would love it if they made it into a show, but they probably won't, where Darth Vader hunts down Jedi that survived Order 66, and he's got like a robot, and it's not C-3PO, but it's like almost like a C-3PO adjacent kind of thing, and you're just like, oh, I remember the days and everything. Kind of, I don't know. Go back if you can find them, go read them. They're pretty good, those Darth Vader ones. So sitting here, and these Jedi are protecting him. The clone troopers come in, they kill all of them, and this woman, she saves him, and he gets on the elevator. So as he's riding the elevator, and then it opens up. Hold on, I want to play this. Opens up, and there he is. Okay, so this, if you don't know who this is Ahmed Best, and he played Jar Jar Binks. And they recently did a thing with him on the Star Wars Kids YouTube channel where they did like some Jedi challenge thing. I don't know. I don't watch it because I'm not giving that channel any views because they suck. But Ahmed Best played Jar Jar Binks, and they said he almost ended himself because of fans, but that's not true. If you go back and watch that stuff. But Ahmed Best is playing a Jedi here, which I was like, good for him that he gets to come back to the Star Wars universe as a Jedi. That's great. Super happy about that. And so he's like, don't worry, youngling, I will get you to where you need to go. I will save you. So okay, so he's fighting on. Sorry, I kind of like messed that up there. So they're getting back on here, and clone troopers show up. So he fights off the clone troopers with the double lightsaber. And they fly away from the thing. And I love this because I love all this Order 66 stuff. I like seeing how the different Jedis got away and stuff and who didn't. I'm surprised they didn't run into Moses Ingram's character as a little girl, you know? Freaking lame. So then they're going through these guys. They shoot he's like, they shot the engine. This is going to be a bumpy ride. And so they're going through. Now, these guys are shooting at Ahmed Best, and I don't know his Jedi name, so we're just going to call him Ahmed Best. Sorry, I need some more coffee because I need to stay pumped. This is the only part of the episode that I actually liked. The rest of it was okay. So maybe I did like this episode. I don't know, guys. I don't know. What, you don't know? No, I don't know. Anyways, so they're flying through here. Sorry, these action sequences are hard to like go through each one. But and they're hitting buildings, and I'm just like, how can Coruscant be okay with this? Like, you're just hitting buildings with like laser beams and stuff. So he sees this little tunnel right here, and he flies into it, right? And this is the train. The train. Oh, that's a plane. Sorry, I messed up. And of course, they fly through here, and they go. This is that little mountain from the last episode, which I did mention. There's this fun part in a book, The Shadows of the Empire, where Prince Shizor is having dinner at a restaurant, and he actually looks out and sees the top of this mountain. So I'm wondering if one of these restaurants over here, like this place, is that the restaurant that he was at? Yeah. Anyways, if I remember correctly. So then he's like, I'm meeting some friends. They're gonna help us out. So he lands, and he's like, it's gonna be a bumpy landing. So he lands, and he, flies off and everything. And then this is the Naboo ship, and I was hoping someone from, the Naboo would show up that we'd seen before, but nobody shows up. It's just these guys. And so then the clone troopers show up, and he's like, the ship is ready. Get out of here. We'll take care of this. And I'm all like, why wouldn't you guys get on the ship also? Or at least one of you. So he gets on the ship, and they take off, and the fighters come to get them. And they go up into space, and then they fly off. And then that's where he's like back in the forge. And this armory lady, I don't know her name, but she's like, every single Mandalorian brings something and contributes something. He's like, I've used these shards of Beskar to make you a little thing to add to your armor. And she pins it to his chest. This is super huge compared to his little body. I'm all like, that's crazy. That'd be like me adding a Captain America shield onto my chest and just walking around with that. I'm like, no wonder he walks all weird. Because he's got freaking Beskar just hanging on him. So anyway, so they go and they land, and they get out, and they're walking, and they see the ridge. And she's all like, all right, we're going to wait until after nightfall. We'll set up camp. We'll wait till nightfall, and we'll go first break in day. So they're sitting here, and they pass out food, and she's like, how do you, and the questions about the helmets are getting answered, which I want to know one question, but she goes, how do you eat when everybody's, when you can't take your helmet off? He's like, you don't. He's like, you go off by yourself and you eat. And I'm like, this sounds like a crappy existence. You're telling me that I cannot have because another question, and they better answer this. How do you smash? How are you smashing without taking off your helmet? And do you sleep alone? This is a life of solidarity or solitude. You cannot have solitude. You can't sleep in the same bed as your partner. You can't, it's so stupid. It's so dumb. I don't like the helmet thing. I really don't. I don't care for it. If you like it, that's fine. I'm just saying I don't like it. So he's like, and then this guy's like, since you are the leader of the party, you get to stay by the fire and eat your food. So she sits down and she checks to make sure nobody's around and takes off her helmet and she eats her food. And I'm all like, this is just a crappy existence. I'm sorry. I'd be so annoyed right now. I'd be like, oh, great. I get to stare at a fire. So the next day they're getting ready and they go on and they climb up the mountain. They go, look at them go. You go, girl. Show me. So they get up to the nest. And oh shoot, I went to, idiot. Look, there's a Mandalorian helmet. So this thing has been there before and they didn't even try to I don't know, man. Anyway, so like, oh, we don't got anything. He's like, there's a heat signature over there. So then this guy, the Vizsla guy, I think it's Vizsla. No, because Bo-Katan of House Vizsla. Anyways, this guy, he's like, wait until we make sure everything's in. He's like, he's my son. And he's like, Ragnar. And so he goes, but Ragnar's not in there. It's these baby dinosaurs. So they pop out like a freaking Houdini trick. And they're like, dinner. But then Mama Dinosaur pops up and she's like, and everything. And the babies are like, hey. And so he covers himself up to hide himself. And she goes, but she's like, like a bird and chokes up the little kid. And so delicious. Okay, so she's all like, here, my little babies, eat this thing. And they, dislocate their jaw. Look at that. It's like all the way back. Look at that. That's some craziness. But do birds do that? I don't know. It doesn't matter. And so then this guy's like, Ragnar. So he pops up and he flies into the thing's mouth, and it chomps down on him, and then it grabs the kid and goes. And I'm all like, oh, you guys. So then they're on the hunt. So they fly off in their jetpacks and they're shooting at it. They're firing at it left and right, trying to get this kid out. Oh, Bo-Katan, a piece of her armor flies off and then she's fallen, but she gains face and everything. And so they're just going. She whips herself onto there and stabs him by the eyeball and everything and drops the dude, he lands. He's like, ugh. And then, so they get the kid eventually. Hold on. There, he saves the kid. And this thing, because they've the thingies and attached to their wings, it falls into the water. But of course, it tries to get out. But then the big alligator thing from like episode 1 comes up and eats it. And then they fly off and he lands and he's like, Ragnar. And he's like, thank you. And he's like, this is the way. And I'm like, yeah, this is the way. Everything's the way. You're in the way. Okay. So they fly back and they come out and they're like, yeah, you saved him. Ching, 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 ching. Like Wonder Woman. She's like, Bo-Katan of House Vizsla, you have shown us a great honor. You are Mandalorian after all. And she's all like, she's like, I have 3 foundlings for you. And they bring back the dinosaurs to train. And they bring back those dinosaurs to train them. Obviously, they're going to ride them at some point in time. Super fun. She's like, you've lost some of your armor. We will have to repair that. I feel like this woman will use any excuse to build some freaking armor. Like, she's like, oh, you got a scratch in your little chest plate. Let me build you a whole new one and give you some freaking advice while I do it. And I'm all like, you know what, lady, you got a lot of words. And I'm all like, are you the leader? Like, because you're just talking in haikus and shit. Listen here, Mandalorian Mayo D'Angelo. Like, we're just like, I don't know about you, but I'm just like not getting your big bag of nonsense. So anyway, so she's like, would you like me to put the emblem of the night owl? She's like, would it be untoward if I did the mythosaur? And she's like, the mythosaur belongs to all Mandalorians. She's like, then that's what I want. I want the mythosaur. She's like, okay. And then she's like, I saw it. I saw the mythosaur. And she's like, we all see the mythosaur. She's like, no, I saw the mythosaur for real in the waters of Mandalore. And she's like, when you become Mandalorian, you see a lot of things. And she's like, no, for real. I saw it was alive. I saw the dinosaur, the mythosaur. She's like, this is the way. And I'm like, is this the way? I'm so sick and tired of this is the way as an answer to everything. I'm like I said before, they could be like, I like cheese biscuits. This is the way. What? I got to go to the bathroom. This is the way. Yeah, you're right. What? Like that's all. I'm like, and that's where the episode ends, you guys. And like I said before, it's not a bad episode, but it was, I don't know. Like again, this is the way thing is driving me a little mental, because I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe I'm being ridiculous in that whole thing, but I just like every time they say this is the way, I'm like, is it though? Is it Bo-Katan? Is this the way? I tell you what. So those are my thoughts on this episode. Yeah, that's all I got for you on this one. I don't know if that dinosaur thing was from previous stuff. I don't think it was. I think they made it just for this episode, but yeah, that's my story. But and I don't know what planet this is. I don't think they mentioned it or whatnot, but yeah, that's that. All right, you guys, tell me what you guys thought about this episode of The Mandalorian. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What was your favorite part? Is this the way for you? Or am I just being ridiculous? It could be both. But all right, tell me what you guys thought. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind if you're my channel. Please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And we'll see you guys on my next Mandalorian breakdown review. You guys have a good day. This is the way. Bye.